गुड मॉर्निंग टू ऑल। बेटा जो नीट एग्जाम लिखने वाला है उनके लिए केमिकल काइनेटिक्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट चैप्टर है। आज हम इसमें इंपॉर्टेंट विल डिस्कस इंपॉर्टेंट ग्राफ्स ऑफ केमिकल काइनेटिक्स इन 10 मिनट्स, राइट। ये जो टॉपिक है ना बेटा, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, यू विल गेट श्योरली 2 क्वेश्चंस। एंड नीट में बहुत सारे बच्चे क्या कि वो एक्स्ट्रा मटेरियल पढ़ रहे, मगर पहले आप एनसीईआरटी टेक्स्ट बुक पढ़ो, वो कंप्लीट करने के बाद एक्स्ट्रा मटेरियल पढ़ो। जो वट एवर यू हैव द मटेरियल यू रीड दैट वन, बट पहले आपको क्या करना है, आपका एनसीईआरटी का पूरा चैप्टर्स फ्रॉम टेक्स्ट बुक से ही पढ़ना है। ओके, नाउ केमिकल काइनेटिक्स। नाउ एज आई टोल्ड यू दैट we are going to discuss in the next 10 minutes the important graphs. As you know, you'll get surely one graph from the chemical kinetics and one question from the, you'll get 2 questions from the chemical kinetics. That means you are going to get 8 marks from chemical kinetics. Now we'll see. First of all, you see the, as the topic is important graphs from the chemical kinetics, we'll first see the, as you know, I'm not going to discuss the fundamentals or basics. As you know, now if you plot concentration on y-axis and time on x-axis, now this one is the, you see here, this is the reactant. As the time progresses, concentration of reactant decreases and also concentration of products increases. So this is the first graph, which is showing concentration of reactants and also products with time. Now, second, if we move to the next topic, that is order of a reaction. That is very very important. As you know, what is meaning of order. Okay. Now in that, zero order will be there, first order will be there, second order will be there, third order will be there. But in your syllabus, only zero and their content mainly zero and first order. So you have to confine these two order reactions only. Okay. Now first, zero order reactions. Zero order reaction. Now here, as you know, if you plot, if you derive a relation between final concentration to the initial concentration, you can write a concentration of R can be written as, here you can write R naught, that is initial concentration, minus Kt. Now if this is the relation, you see here how it looks like, y equal to C minus mx. Now we plot the graph, concentration of R versus time. So you are going to get negative slope, that is a negative slope, and also this intercept will give the concentration of initial reaction, that is initial concentration of the reaction, that is initial concentration of the reactant. Okay, now this is a graph, concentration versus time, R versus T, and this it is there in your NCERT textbooks. पहले एक पढ़ो, इसमें से each आपको compulsory you will get the question. Okay, now this is a zero order reaction, concentration of R versus T. So this intercept will give the initial concentration, whereas this will be the slope is negative slope. Okay, now this is a zero order. In your textbook only one graph is there. Now next you will move to the first order reactions. As you know, what is the meaning of first order reaction? Now in your textbook 2 graphs are there. Here, as you know, just like the same thing, here also we'll get the relation ln, you see here, R equals to, that is, we can write this Kt like this, minus K1 T plus ln R naught. Now if you see here also it looks like the same, y equal to minus mx plus c, y equal to minus mx plus c, again negative slope. Now you see here we are plotting graph, this yx, that is ln R versus time. So here, instead of taking only concentration, in the previous case zero order reaction, here we are taking natural logarithm, that is log base e ln R, that is concentration of reactant at any given time t, versus time. Now here the intercept will give the this value will give the ln R naught, whereas slope is minus k, that is a negative slope. Okay, so here also we are getting negative slope. Here we are taking on y-axis ln R versus 10. Whereas the intercept will give the ln r naught. Okay. Now this is the first graph, which is there in your, it is there in your NCERT textbook. Just you concentrate on these graphs. Definitely you are going to get one question. फर्स्ट फिनिश ए जो आपका टेक्स्ट बुक एनसीआर टेक्स्ट बुक में है ना, वो खत्म कर दो. बाद में कोई भी मेरा इंस्टीट्यूट का मटेरियल हो या कोई भी वीडियो क्लास हो, बाद में वो पढ़ो. क्योंकि बच्चे ये बोल रहे हैं कि वॉट एवर यू आर गेटिंग, वॉट एवर द क्वेश्चंस you will be asked in the NEET exam, 99% they are from NCERT textbooks. NCERT textbook. If you want, you can check. Go through the NEET 2024 paper. Now again we will see the two questions which were asked in chemical kinetics just within 2 minutes. Okay. Now, so this is the first graph. Now second graph is again it is there in your NCERT textbook. Again it is a first order reaction, but instead of taking ln r, we are taking ln r naught by r. That is initial concentration by concentration at a given time t. Okay. So ln r naught by r versus 10. Now if you see here, if you take this one to this side and take this one to this side, okay, automatically we will get, we are saying ln r naught by r. So this will come this side on left side, so it becomes plus k1t. So ln r naught by r equal to k1t. So it is like just like y equal to mx. So here what is y? Ln r naught by r. What is x? It is t. Now automatically slope will be, it is which is passing through the origin, that is we will get a straight line, that is k1. Okay, k1. So if you plot ln r naught by r versus time, we are going to get the slope of positive slope k1. Okay, so this is the second graph from first order reaction. Now if slightly the examiner changes like this, instead of saying log base ERL, natural log ln, if he gives log, what happens is, as you know, ln equals to, that is log base equals to 2.303 log. Now here we have to write 2.303 log. Okay. Now if that is the case, here we are going to get the value of, if we are saying log, we are going to get k1 by 2.303. We are going to get the slope value as k1 by 2.303. When instead of ln, if they give log r naught by r versus time, for the slope we are going to get k1 by 2.303. Okay, so this is the third graph, the possible third graph from first order reaction. We are not going to discuss about the second order. Why? Because in your syllabus they have mentioned only 0 and first order. First we'll look at the graphs given in your NCERT. Now, so just now we have seen 5 graphs. Here one more graph is also there. Here we'll see one more graph. As you know, Arrhenius equation K, that is a rate constant K equals to A into exponential, that is a E minus A to the power of K equals to exponent to the power of minus EA by RT. This is known as Arrhenius equation, right? Now here what is K? That is a rate constant. Whereas A, what is the meaning of A? A is what? Pre-exponential factor, or otherwise you can say Arrhenius factor, otherwise we can say frequency factor. Now here what is EA? Energy of activation. What is R? Gas constant. What is T? It is a temperature. Now if you plot the graph, if you are taking log on both sides, natural, so we can write ln K equals to, we can write ln A. Here we can write, since it is exponential, we can write directly minus EA by RT, minus EA by R. So we can write the same thing like this. For our convenience, ln K minus, here I am writing the second term in the beginning. So we can write minus EA by RT, we can write plus ln A. Now it looks like, you see here, how it looks like? It looks like y equal to, again same thing, y equal to minus mx plus c. It is like y equal to minus mx plus c. Now if that is the case, if you plot the graph ln K versus here EA by RT, that is nothing but 1 by T. That is we are taking as x. So now what what will be the nature of the graph? So again, it is a graph which is we are getting a negative slope. If you plot the graph ln k versus 1 by t, ln k versus 1 by t, we are going to get, you see here, if we are taking ln k versus, now you see here, 1 by t, we are going to get negative slope. That is, the slope is minus Ea by r. So here slope equals to minus Ea by r, and intercept this value is ln a. ln a. So this graph is also there in your NCR textbook, and which is very important. This is the fifth graph from chemical kinetics from NCR textbook. बेटा जो मैं अभी अभी जो बोला ना, first you have to concentrate while preparing exclusively Neet. First you finish the NCERT textbook. 99% of the questions they will be asked from NCERT textbook only. Just after reading NCERT textbook only, you go for any other material. Now you see here, I told you chemical kinetics you are going to get two questions. The first question they were asked is this graph only. Very easy. Very easy. It is there in your NCERT textbook. What they asked? They asked the graph ln k versus 1 by t. ln k versus, what is the nature of the graph? If you plot the graph ln k versus 1 by t, it is we are getting negative slope, that slope value is minus Ea by r. This question was there in the NEET 2024. Okay. Now slightly if the examiner changes the question like this, instead of ln k, if he gives log k, automatically what will happen? ln equals 2.303. So automatically this will become log a. Now the slope becomes, instead of minus Ea by r in the previous case, here it becomes minus Ea by 2.303 r. So now the examiner may slightly they can change like this, log k versus 1 by t. Now the intercept becomes log a and slope becomes minus Ea by 2.303 r. This question was there in the NEET 2024. Now again the second question is also based on the same this relationship. Okay. Now the second question also they were asked, one problem they have asked on again this Arrhenius equation only, but at different temperatures. So you can see that it is there. It is also there in your NCERT textbook. Log k2 by k1 equals to, we are taking two conditions. If it is log k, it is like this. If it is k2 by k1, here it is minus, you see here. You can say here you can say the relationship is log k2 by k1 equals to Ea by 2.303 r into t2 minus t1 by t1 t2. So based on this, they asked one problem also. They are given one problem. You can go through the problem. Here k2 a different constant. That k1 initial rate constant, k2 final rate constant. Ea is energy of activation. T1 t2 are the temperatures. Okay. Now, so the two questions which were asked were there in the NCERT. They were asked from NCERT textbook only. So that's why first you आप जो NCERT नीट प्रिपेयर हो रहा है बच्चे पूरे आप पहले ये पढ़ो, NCERT का टेक्स्ट बुक पढ़ो, बाद में you read any other material. Now there is a possibility of one more question for asking from this one is units of different units for the different order reactions, like zero order, first order, second order. Now for any order, nth order, for the given nth order, units of rate constant will be, we can write, units of rate constant will be, we can write, you will see a mole. Here you can say, here it is 1 minus n liters n minus 1 time inverse, or other you can say second inverse. So this is the formula for any order nth order reaction. If it is zero order, mole liter inverse second inverse. If it is first order, it will be 1 minus 1 will be 0. 1 minus 1 will be 0. Only time inverse, second inverse will be there. With the second order, mole inverse, you see a mole inverse, 1 minus 2, you will get inverse, mole inverse, liter, 2 minus 1, liter, time inverse. So for any nth order reaction, if you remember this one, you will be able to answer the units of a rate constant for any given order reaction. If it is 0 order or first order, second order or third order, okay. For any given or nth order, mole 1 minus n, liter n minus 1, time inverse. It can be not only second, it can be time inverse, second inverse. So wishing you all the best from Chemji Academy, Hyderabad. So tomorrow we'll discuss another topic. Okay, all the best, madam.